Hail them.
Hailing frequencies open, sir.
Hailing frequencies. Open.
I don't know why I keep giving alien street food a chance. It's always such a gamble.
Captain, we're being hailed.
On screen.
Hello, and welcome to another Hailing Frequencies Open podcast, where we continue to trek through the past and future of Star Trek. As always, I'm your host, Mike Jones, and joining me here in our virtual studio, whenever we have hair experts on the show, he shows up with extra luxurious locks. It's Damien.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I did take a moment to put in a little extra product, and just to be sure, and just to make sure that I didn't get the product like mixed in with the powder around my hairline. That's the extent of my hair and makeup skills here. So,
Amazing. I just if I'm seeing that meme of from Community of what's his name going gay. Anyway, okay. Her hair is still recovering from what they did to it in 2002 when she guest spotted on Gilmore Girls. It's Lanita.
Wow, Gilmore Girls. We went to Gilmore Girls, not my favorite show of all time, which is Grey's. Wow. Okay, I'll take it. I mean, I do love a Lorelai and a Lorelai.
If I had said Grey's Anatomy, that would have been just a little on the nose. I don't know.
It would no, but you did.
And also, I wouldn't want to say Grey's Anatomy ruined your hair.
Sure.
Okay. I take it back. I respect you. Thank you very much. The Gilmore Girls will take the hit for it. Amazing.
Yes.
Hi, Mike Jones. Hi, Damazon.
Hey.
Hi.
And once again, we will try to not turn into the Grey's Anatomy podcast.
I didn't do it this time.
I know.
It's all his fault.
We are very excited about our guest today. He is a hairstylist known for his work in major films and TV shows like Star Trek Discovery, Section 31, and Starfleet Academy, where he is the head of the hair department. His accolades include a Gemini Award and a Canadian Screen Award nomination. Please welcome Ryan Reed.
Woo! Ah! And the crowd goes wild.
Thank you.
Welcome. It's funny. We're super excited to have you here. And as we were sort of a little bit explaining before we started recording, we didn't just like blanket the production with invites. We're not like scheming to get at the cast. Like we saw your Instagram, and we are, to anyone who follows us, they know that we always get derailed talking about the hair.
Yes,
and
the good, the bad, and the ugly of it.
We are the Queer Trekkie Nerd podcast, and we are also obsessed with hair. And because it is, we know that when you all make certain choices, that we observe that you're trying to tell us something about these people, and we're super interested to know what that is. So we're glad you're here to talk about it.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad to be here. And you know what? You're right. Sometimes there is the good, the bad, and the ugly. And when it's ugly, I don't have control over that.
That's what I figured. I mean, in looking at your portfolio, I was like, oh, that's not his fault. Someone else made that decision. Someone else chose. He tried to tell them, and they decided against it. So I won't hold it. I will not hold that on.
Oh, thank you so much for understanding, because that be the truth.
You're like, this is what we should do.
Absolutely.
They go, well, what we were thinking was. You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's what you want to do.
That's exactly what happens.
Can you give us a little background, especially for folks who don't have any idea of how film is made? Can you tell us about the structure, like as the head of a department, like what are your responsibilities? Like how does that function?
Oh, that's a great question. Well, I mean, I got a lot of responsibilities. So being the department head, I run a department. So I have a team of people. So I also have a few keys that help me. And we have we don't really have trainees position, but we have kind of the new term is just called stylists. So they'd be there is a kind of slight hierarchy. So we have I think we have a 5-man team on Star Trek. And that being in the main trailer, there is 4 of us. And the 5th person is doing the extras.
Oh, okay. Wow. One whole person doing all of the extras? I mean,
Well,
when I say all,
That strikes me as
I
not
know.
many people, given how many people we see on screen.
no,
Right.
you're right. Hey, listen, it's busy. No. When I say like one whole person, they're kind of in charge of a bunch of things.
Okay.
For the background, and and it all goes through us. A lot of the alien work. So it's kind of like I design it, and they put it on. So
So,
that's how it works. I mean, so like for me, I'm a designer, so I design mostly everything. There are times where like was referenced that sometimes someone else has an idea, and then there's a collaboration, either with producers, studios, and or actors. Sometimes actors have a lot of input in their looks. So, um, which was the case for Star Trek Discovery, specifically.
Yeah.
Section 31, Michelle Yeoh is really hands-on, which is really good. It's amazing because we got to create together. And Starfleet Academy, because it's a younger cast, I was kind of able to do more of my own thing.
okay.
Now,
You
does
know what?
someone come in with like a character sketch? Is that like how do these the concepts of like how a character looks, like how does
Oh,
that how
well,
does that
costume
evolve?
usually does sometimes have head to toe sketches or ideas, depending on. Well, actually, no, for the most part. And then even if I'm kind of stuck on a character, I have ideas from reading the script. I'm like, okay, well, this is my idea, and I'll create a mood board.
Hmm.
And we have meetings about these things, and then we'll have meetings with the directors and the producers, and kind of shoot them the ideas, and then there's a conversation to be had.
Do you feel that, or does wardrobe drive the idea towards hair, like, or is it characterization? Because I know there's usually a description of the character, like, oh, this is a Klingon. He is in his 20s. He is from a tribal family who's living on a. Do these descriptors sort of help mold the hair choices? Or do you sometimes sort of like fight against, be like, oh, this is what someone would think it is. I'm going to sort of stray slightly askew to give a different perspective.
Um, I think both. I think if we're specifically talking about Star Trek Academy, Starfleet Academy, and our Klingons, then yeah, there's totally a description. You're absolutely right. That's written about them, but I know from like beforehand like who's being casted. So I was
Mm,
like, okay, so like they're black Klingons, like this there's no other way around it. And I'm like,
hmm.
okay, cool. Well, you know what? And they have hair. Thank God. So I'm
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm just like, oh, and then I'll see the designs early out from prosthetics. So I'm like, okay, well, and sometimes prosthetics will do a mock-up as well of what they think the
Mm,
hair should be. Um, and in a lot of Star Trek specifically, when it's a prosthetic character, a lot of the times the prosthetic designer designs the hair, and then
mm,
the hair people kind of make it happen.
mm,
Um, there was a tiny bit of this as well, but for me, I always make it like, no, I need to have like the last creative say
hmm.
um, for those things, so I can kind of put my own little flair to it. And like for Jaden, for example,
I
I'm
mean,
like,
this
no,
is what we're all inching towards asking you about.
yeah,
Jaden.
It's
Jaden,
so good.
so his dreads. We're like, no, we're gonna do dreads, and
And where
yeah.
did that
So,
idea come from to do dreads?
well, I think it was a lot of people's idea. Like it was in the pre artist concept stuff artwork. So we went with that, and I just kind of put my own flair on it, like deciding the length, like the size,
It looks
and
so good.
yeah,
Oh,
and
it looks so good.
Well,
and try
also
to
we
make
see
it
the wild version before he gets like Starfleet eyes.
Yes.
right. So that
Yes.
was a whole thing where we're like, wait, they do what? They go through this thing and then they get all. So we're like, okay, we can go to town. We can go to
Freeform
town.
into, and I'm getting like in my head because I know people who've had locks. Like, oh, I'm just gonna start my freeform locks from whatever it
Yeah.
is. I've had braids, and then it's like, okay, now it's time for me to make them slightly more uniform. How do we do that? And it's like it's still me, but it's like, okay,
Right.
here's the. So that
Yeah.
was like, to me, I was like, ooh, wink, nod, nod. That was perfection.
Yeah. Well, I'm just like I was imagining. I'm like, hey, if they can go through machine and anything could happen, people can get
Right.
Starfleet regulation haircuts or whatnot. Then I was like, hey, why not be able to change like the thickness and the style, and to something that was more Starfleet appropriate, and so it was so fun doing that stuff.
Now,
And also it's fun creating his whole family. Really.
Oh my
I was
God.
gonna say like the it makes me so happy. Like to be able to see the individual looks of each person in the family, like the non-monolith of like Black Klingons. Like it just, I was like, yes. It's
Yeah.
the same thing with like, Burnham in Discovery being like her hair told a story. This is, her in the beginning. This is her in command. This is
The
her
Mhm.
being
time
like,
lapse hair in the shuttle, we all remember.
Oh, thank you
Yes.
so much.
Yes.
I'm telling you, we're
okay.
obsessed.
Your reaction to that.
Okay,
Can you tell us
okay.
about that scene? I'm sorry to
Yes.
jump around, but
No,
your
no.
reaction means I want to hear you talk about it.
No, it just means a lot because like that was so intentional. Like, and we did that towards the end of that season.
Mhm.
Yeah, like it was so interesting because we started the season. I think we did a few things and then we went straight to Iceland. That was the opening of season 3, I believe. So, yeah, when we just wanted to show a passage of time, from where she was and then to how we saw her when she was eventually back on the ship. So that's really what that was. It was like we need to kind of show different hair lengths, different
How
versions of natural styles.
how many looks did she have in that scene? I don't remember in detail that.
I don't either. I think she had 3,
Okay.
possibly 4.
4. Yeah.
Yeah. That was a
It
while
was the
back, guys. That was a
Oh,
while
I know.
back.
I
no,
mean,
that no, no,
Oh.
that's
we're
okay.
talking
No, no,
years.
years. It's a very good vehicle to show a passage of time, like
Mhm.
specifically, and for me specifically with Burnham because we've seen so many different iterations of her hair, and so that was just like yes.
Yeah.
Well, at that point, we were 2 years into seeing her always with short hair or with the like weird Vulcan bob that she had in the flashback, you know.
So I
So
will
it was
tell you
like,
guys, though, I only did season 1 and then season 3
oh,
of
Oh,
Discovery. So all the hair in between, that wasn't me.
okay.
Interesting.
okay.
Which
Yeah.
Interesting. So now, but season 3 is when she got the braids.
That
Yeah.
was when she got the braids. And that was really thrown on me last minute. And I was like, what? They're like, so we're thinking braids. And I'm like, oh shoot. Okay. So I was there braiding wigs.
Oh my God. So
Did
I mean,
did that come from the actress or?
No, but Sonequa was all in. She's like, yeah, let's do this. No, she anything that showcases natural hairstyles was both of our mission, right?
mm,
We tried our best, and and then I had to make up a little bit for season another season. So
it's okay. It happened. It's all
No
right.
shame.
We got there.
it was
We
okay. It
got
wasn't me. It
there.
wasn't me. But hey, they tried the best. They tried the best. And no shade on that. A little shade. But we did our thing. We did our thing on season 3, and yeah. So that was a progression of the whole. Hey, I think that might have been Alex Kurtzman was really pushing for that,
Mm.
which was really cool. I was like, yes.
well, and it makes sense because season 3 is like a kind of a new everything, but is a new. Obviously, the show is Burnham, and
Yeah.
so it was a new Burnham, and um, I'm curious, like what all. I mean, were there other options that were thrown in? Like, what all went into like how what the impact was that they wanted to achieve? I knew like a new kind of natural hair that we haven't seen, or
Right. No, I think the option always was braids. They really wanted braids, and then it was just a matter of, okay, well, how is she getting her hair braided? Should it maybe not look so neat at first?
Mm.
All kind of different ideas, and so we just landed where we landed, and then eventually we were able to kind of neaten it up a little bit as that season went on.
so
That makes
what you're
sense.
saying is like she had like a season arc hair story.
Yeah, man. I feel like every season, Sonequa had a season arc with
Yes.
the
Yeah, she
you know,
did.
even the
I,
ones
I
I didn't do. Yeah.
and it's okay. No, it's really interesting how someone would be like, are the braids not going to look neat when she first has them? No, that's when they're going to be the crispest. Like, day one braids are tight and
Yeah.
sharp.
Sure.
Yeah. Are we talking about okay, she's had these in for a couple weeks. Okay, yes, then fuzz. But it's just I think those conversations are always interesting, and I can appreciate, or I can understand you being in the room for that season, because there is a market difference. There has to be a voice in there being able to say, I know this is what you think you want, but this is what it
Yeah.
should be. So let's sort of
But I
follow the
will
lead a
say
little bit.
they've always been very generous with a lot of our Afro styling. And anybody who has textured hair, they've been very generous with leaning on our decisions. And when I say
Mm.
our as well, the makeup artist, Shauna Llewellyn, who's did more seasons than I did. Shauna and myself, we have these conversations, and we always ask, how could we, push the narrative, and make people, people that get it will get it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
How much do you have to take into consideration like the actor's existing hair? So like just for Sonequa as an example,
Hmm.
like my sort of amateur hour curiosity is always like, okay, but like how they do that? Like where's her real hair? Like what
Right.
what 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 how'd it happen?
Well, I'll tell you, we always take that into consideration. Doesn't matter who you are, especially if you're going to wear wigs, or not. Some people get their hair colored, so a lot of the hair care is important, because you don't. The last thing you want is somebody blaming you for messing up their hair, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which happens a lot in on film,
I mean,
you
it's
know.
kind of my Gilmore Girls joke earlier on, but
You
Um,
should.
but like season one of Disco, Sonequa's hair was crazy hella long. Like it was like past her shoulders long,
Mm.
all natural, and then we were putting wigs on.
Mm.
So she did help with um because she's a little tender-headed, so we couldn't do tight braids under there.
Oof.
Ooh.
Mm.
So we had to do some kind of flat twists, and then Sonequa helped as well, and then we'd sew them down and put that wig cap on and kind of let it all just, and then we put the wig on. So there was a lot of hair under that short wig.
Wow.
Yeah. And
Answer
then I
so many
think,
questions.
yeah. And then
That's the
like,
thing that blows my mind is like, where is it all?
trust me. I mean, I looking back, I'm like, damn, we did a good job. We did a good job. I
Yeah.
think, and then season three, somewhere between there, she went and cut her hair.
Mm.
So then she actually had the Burnham haircut, but we still used wigs.
Right.
It makes sense
Because
though.
yeah, because you know what, we want to just take care of the hair, and then also continuity wise, and there's shrinkage, there's not shrinkage, there's this whole the environment, there's this whole bunch of things, and we're like, well, wigs keep it consistent.
So when you make a wig of her braids, is that the only one that gets you through the season, or is there like do you make a new
Are
one,
you
or are there
insane,
backups, or are
David?
they?
It's gonna be like 5 of those suckers.
That's my why I'm
Well, you
asking.
know what? Those wigs were expensive, so we had two. So what we would do is the one for the episode, and then we would work on the other one that wasn't in play.
Oh wow.
And plus their stunt doubles and all that kind of stuff. So, we had cheaper versions of the same look.
Correct. Synthetic hair, not human hair for the stunt doubles.
That's right.
Right there. I know that's right. Oh my goodness.
Let's jump into a couple other characters. Like I would love to talk about in the current season in Academy,
Cadet
every
school.
week, Sam, cadet school is what we call it.
Right.
Sam has some new fun bubble braid, whatever hair. Like talk to me about that.
Okay, so Sam was a fun character to do.
Oh, I bet.
And like Carice Brooks, like she's just right in there with the concepts, and she'd be throwing stuff at me, and I would do a mood board for her, and a lot of the stuff that she would send was on my mood board. So I was like, oh, we were in sync.
Love
we were in
that.
Sync. Yeah, and I did have somebody take care of her. Like we would do the style together, and then like my homie, she'd put it on, because I can't do everybody. I can't do everybody.
You're only one person. You can create it all, but you can't put it all on.
Exactly. But season 2, there's a lot more Sam hairstyles. So you gotta look out for that.
It makes sense though, because of who Sam is as a character, like an actual entity in that way, to be able to like flip.
Exactly. We were block shooting, which kind of means we were doing 2 episodes simultaneously for season 1. So we kind of had to keep a lot of the hairstyles the same because it was just too much work.
Absolutely.
And then the arc of Sam, because she's a hollow, but she's a baby. So she's kind of like going through the maturity and growing up and all that stuff. So we kind of went with simpler kind of the little space buns. And then then we moved on to other little stuff. Like her camera tests for season 1 was just crazy. We had so many different hairstyles, which were closer to how she really is as a not an actor,
as a person in the world,
like in her own world, like human world, or she's human, I guess, or whatever, non Star Trek world. But then we kind of like pulled it back. We kind of pulled it back to kind of have her have a tiny bit of conservative, and then kind of edge it out a little bit, just kind of push it a little bit.
Like you're trying to give yourself somewhere to go.
Oh yeah.
I think she's gonna be fun. I think she's gonna be very fun to go to. I can't wait.
I can't wait to see like the Comic-Cons and what people do.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
No, she is gonna be a real cosplay magnet.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh my god. You're gonna have people imitating your work in crazy ways.
Love it.
Okay, who's next, Mike Jones? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Dave.
No, I mean, I was gonna say Captain Ake, because we are, as Star Trek fans, we are used to these hair looks where people have like not a single strand out of place.
Right.
And she is like the impact is that she's a tousled kind of look.
Yeah, she is not Captain Janeway with the bun of steel.
No, she is. I woke up like this is what she is.
Yes.
Yeah. And you know what? And then that was super intentional, I think, for her building the character. Because that wouldn't be my go-to choice, right? Mm-hmm. But I feel like it works for, like, as I've been watching, I'm like, oh, it works for her. She don't wear shoes sometimes.
She's never in shoes.
She's sitting on the chair with her feet up, like, she's not conventional as a captain, and it works. It works for that. But yeah, there's a lot of flyaways.
And is that? I'm sorry to ask this. I feel like an asshole asking this, but is that her hair? Is that a wig? That
is all her hair.
I knew it. I knew it. There was no way. There was no way. Because I was trying to, when I first saw it, I was like, okay, maybe they did the where you like take the part out of the front and it's like the wig behind the
Uh-huh,
hairline.
uh-huh.
But I kept looking, I was like, it's too movie. It like, and I'm when I say movie, meaning it
It
moves in
moves.
a way that like that real hair moves. Like they say, you know, you're
Uh-huh.
wearing a wig, you jump, it doesn't go anywhere, but real hair
Yeah.
like will actually move with gravity. I was like, she said, this is my hair. This is what we're doing. Um, and I'm gonna have jewelry on my feet as shoes. Thank you.
That's exactly what happened. And I say, okay.
Yeah.
So does that give you
You
a
know,
tinge of like I want to like express myself more on that, or are you just like happy to let it go? Or
I'm happy to let it go, you know, because I feel like these are big shows, and even I take it for granted how big these shows are. And like for example, we had the biggest one of the stages was one of the biggest sets in North America.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like it, it's a lot going on. So for me to kind of like let let those things go, it was kind of scary at first, but then after it's like, no, you know what? There's levels, and it all comes together. It doesn't have to be perfect. This ain't no soap opera, you know?
Right.
Listen, soap operas were amazing times. I love the stories. No,
Yeah,
I think that it makes a real world though
yeah,
that there are people who are a little more buttoned up that are very particular about their look, whether it's their culture or who they want to project into the world. And then there are folks who are like, "Yeah, we're just gonna let it be what it is." And
Right.
that's not my hair is not the thing that needs to define me. It
yeah,
sort of does define me by it's not being defined. And I feel like
right,
that's her character. Like it just,
yeah,
if she had Janeway hair, you'd be like, no,
Yeah, it just wouldn't work.
no.
You know, the thing about her is I think that her look might not be very as we would recognize as regulation Starfleet, but it is very tenured professor who doesn't give a fuck. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Mhm.
Like in academia, like that's a thing. Like
Yeah.
she's not gonna wear shoes. She's like, yeah, I signed the waiver. You know, like,
I understand that if my
right.
toe is chopped off, I can't sue you.
It's
Cool.
a
I'm still not
college,
wearing shoes.
like, and I love
so
yeah,
that.
I'm
yeah.
I'm
And
curious.
she's lived for like 400 years, so
Right.
you know she probably did it all.
Yeah.
You know,
She's
maybe
done it
maybe the
all.
character was in the beginning, you know, all one way and evolved to this. Who knows, right?
Oh,
And
a
will continue
flashback would be
to.
fun.
Yeah.
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 I'm curious how you, as like the department head, who gets your attention on the day to day in terms of like characters and cast members, and how you decide that, like who gets your actual, you've got an eye on everything, but who are your hands on really?
Let me think. So season one and two. So I did um Caleb, which is
Oh,
Sandro Rasta. Uh,
Yes.
and who else did I do? Uh Tarima.
oh, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Hmm. I'm trying to think now.
You don't need to
Like the
spend a lot of
cast. Oh,
time on
I
Bob
did
Picardo.
Jaden. So I did Jaden. And then I mean, like, there's tons of other characters that come through, but I mean, those, and then Holly. I did Holly as well. Um, believe it or not, I actually did do Holly's hair.
No,
It looks great.
no.
Of
See, the
course.
thing is, it doesn't look undone. That's the thing.
Yeah,
Like, okay, like Dolly Parton says, it takes a lot of money to look this cheap. It
yeah,
takes a lot of skill to make hair. Like her
yeah.
beach hair is like good beach hair, not that
Mhm.
stuff
Yes.
that they're doing now where it's like those weird ways where it's just chopped right here and
Right,
it's wavy and
right.
then it's straight. Like, no,
No,
it's
no,
like
yeah.
Yeah.
I took
And
like
it's consistent.
a little flat
consistent.
iron, and she didn't want anything to look like an ironed curl, so we tried to make it not look like an ironed curl, you know.
Mhm.
It's
And,
great.
and so that was that. But yeah, who else did I do? Huh. I have to look at the cast list and be like, oh, da 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 da. But you know, usually on most shows, I definitely do like one, two, three. Who was number three? Oh,
Was Holly number one?
Holly was number one. Sandro was number two. Oh, I did Genesis's hair as well.
Oh,
Hmm.
yeah. And she's always got some sort of like ornate braid situation that is very cool to look at.
Yeah.
Where I'm like,
and that is all like that's Bella is like, hey Ryan, can we do this? And she would literally show me a picture like every time. And I was like, sure, we can. And I would do some version of that. So she was very invested in her character and the character's looks, and we had a ball doing it.
oh, that's so fun.
That's amazing.
Now, are you like as the like lead hairdresser, are you like, for instance, when there's like men with like their real hair, are you like keeping their fade clean? Are you like, is that fall in your department or Tig, for instance?
Oh yeah, Tig, for example. Yeah. We
You just saw Tig brag about how hot she was with her new haircut. And credit to Steve for sure. Yeah, we did see that.
Yeah, one of my assistants, my key, Cheryl Ann Fortune, she does Tig's haircut, and Tig loves Cheryl Ann's cuts. So
looks good. Looks so good.
Really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's one of the perks of being an actor is the free haircut,
Right? I mean, that's so true. Yeah, and we would do haircuts at the top of the week. So whoever's in, they would get a cut at the top of the week. Wow. Yeah.
Nice to be an actor, I guess, huh?
Yeah.
What about Laura Thok and her, like, where does the prosthetic end and where does, you know what I mean? Like,
well, it's all prosthetic.
Yeah.
It doesn't end until the shoulders.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So but there was a tiny little kind of lip at the back where we were able to kind of put the little wig underneath and glue it on.
Okay, so it's just a piece, really.
Yeah.
And so those are I mean, it almost seems like thematically now Klingons have locks. So those are like Klingon locks? Is that what we're looking at with her?
Oh, for Laura? Wait. She had her hair braided. Wait, what did she have? She had a lot of half her hair out sometimes season 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, and then
I love that you know too much more than us about what we're gonna see.
But it was a lot of hair, man. And you know what, like for me, I still tried to do texture, so I did like a kind of like yaki straight, or I don't know, the kinky straight kind of texture. I think that was what it was called. And because I wanted it to not look like she just had bone straight hair,
like she had processed hair. No, it's not. It is textured yaki. Like it looks like a blowout.
Yeah.
It looks like it's like she washed her hair, she blew it dry, but not like with the Tymo comb. It's just like blew it dry and it was slightly damp, and then this is the texture of my hair, fresh.
That's exactly what we were going for. And then I think, and I was like, damn, it's a lot of hair, because Gina is not a hair person like in her real life.
No, she has little locks.
Yeah.
She got little locks and they're cute as hell, but she cannot handle all that hair behind her. So,
oh wow,
fascinating.
So then we started to try to contain it a little bit more.
Yeah,
got it.
On a lot of these looks, it almost looks like the hair team is sort of finishing the job of the prosthetics team, in that like for like the back of the head, it's like so many actors are not being put in full head prosthetics. And so the prosthetic tends to end here, and then the hair does the rest of the work.
Right?
Is my question.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think the character-wise, it goes hand in hand, right? Like if there is hair involved, then I'm designing it, and they're, for prosthetics anyways, they're almost always wigs.
And in those cases, you sort of build the wig, and then do you kind of like you do whatever upkeep, and then your day-to-day attention is on the real hair people, or
no, because we gotta make sure them wigs don't fall off. So we got, you know, so everyone equally gets attention. You know, whether they have a wig or don't have a wig. Actually, wigs are more attention, to be honest. You know.
Wow.
So yeah, like even some of the characters on the bridge that like they're like full big-headed aliens. They were masks, basically, is what they were, and they kind of did some CGI in post. And so if anybody had hair, like there was one character, like I punched all that hair in, and for that little braid behind their head.
Ooh, so much work. People think it's just you saying like you punched all the hair, and like I don't think people understand how, like, yes, you can go to a wig store and buy a wig, but on a certain level with certain characters and certain, you're making a wig. Like you're
Yeah,
literally,
yeah.
there is a lace cap and you are hand punching hair by hair, then cutting, then styling, maybe dyeing. It
Oh, for sure, we dying. All those aliens. So like season one, we for the first time, Starfleet Academy. I have to say thank you, Alex Kurtzman. Thank you to all the producers. They entrusted us with creating our own aliens for the background.
Yeah.
And that never happened before because previous Star Treks, they're like, no, 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 no. An alien can only be like a prosthetic or can only be in the canon. And we're like, okay, sure, but we could do this in the canon. That's not a prosthetic. And they're like, no, 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 no. Let somebody else do that. So we're like, all right, cool. So we kind of did just humans. And then of course I would do whatever hair was involved for a prosthetic. But Starfleet Academy, they let us make our own aliens.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was so insane. And so once again, Shauna Llewellyn, the best makeup girl, like partner to ever work with. And we've been friends for like 30 odd years.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, like before we were even in film. Like
Wow.
I was doing her hair in the salon. Like, you know what I mean?
I love the day ones.
Yeah, she got me into film. She was like, they need some brothers in film. And I'm just like, really? I don't know. Do you think I could do it? And anyway, that's another story. Shauna and I created, like, she did the makeup, like she created the aliens, and I'm like, ooh, we need to get some hair on some of these aliens because it needed a complete look from head to toe. And there was one kind of yellowy, orangey.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Faced guy.
Yep.
And he had like an orange, like
it's on your website.
Yes.
That's right. So we actually thought they were just gonna let us do this maybe for like the first episode, and these guys would only play maybe once, maybe twice, or whatever in the background, and they'd be like, "Yeah, that's it. Thank you, but you guys did good, but no more. No, 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 no." He kept coming up and up and up, and I hand laid that hair, like that was hand laid, all of that with a lot of hairspray. Thank you. Got to be
the photo on your website. It looks like he's just a man who dyed his hair orange. I mean,
Yeah.
it looks so real.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! And listen, that was a full synthetic business right there, and
I love it.
And we didn't know he was coming back. So I was like, "What? Why is he back? Oh shoot, we have to do this another day." So I was like floating this thing on and off, and I'm like, "No, man, I can't. We got to get a wig. Like, we got to get a proper wig." So eventually we did. We did get an afro wig. So I got a platinum afro wig. Thank you, his and hers. And I dyed it the orange color, and we cut it and shaped it and did the whole thing. And
does that ever burn you that you've like created something that is like just like from your own like soul, and then have it just be such a blip in the background, or is that its own reward?
I love it. You know why? I thought those characters that we did a few of them, and we did more season 2. Well, what's great is it kind of it's a pop of color in the background.
They're colorful.
That is noticeable.
Yes.
And it also, to me, like lets you know that there's a vast universe out there with a lot of aliens from a lot of planets that we never heard of or we never seen. And for me, I look at other series, other like movies that have aliens in them, and they do stuff like that, and I feel like we need to be on par with those things. Yeah. Why not have someone be curious about somebody in the background, and And it actually worked out really well for us because people were DMing and they were like, "Who is that?" And if you don't give us a backstory, we're gonna make one up.
Truly, that's what
Yep.
happens though, because like you see, what's interesting is that we see familiar aliens, right? What are the ones from the black face, white face from
The
like
Sharons, yeah,
Mm.
great. Never remember their names. I just know
yeah,
they're like black and white cookies. Like
yeah.
we've seen them, we sort of know their story.
Black and
Yeah.
You
white
know,
cookies.
we they are Orions or Orions,
Mhm.
depending on which version of you've watched, right?
Hmm.
Green.
Right.
But
Yeah.
seeing new aliens that I'm like, where are they from? What are their names? What do they
Right.
like? What do they eat? Do they eat? Do they like, how do they procreate? Are babies coming out of their backs? Like all of the things. It's
Well, and
I
it's world building. The whole philosophy of Star Trek is the infinite diversity of the universe and the beauty of that. And then if you're not
Amen.
representing that, then what are you
what
doing?
are you doing?
Exactly. Exactly.
Exactly.
I feel like we're trying to be conscious of time, but I think we would be remiss if we didn't, because this is something that we've talked about a bunch. Is sort of we talk all about diversity in characters on screen, but the importance of backstage diversity, and of course we sort of made light of it, but there's all these there's there's a major history of actors having their hair ruined and people not only knowing how to do hair for one ethnicity. And just based on your work in the industry, like, can you share a little bit of your perspective on those kind of issues and where does Star Trek stand in all of that in that kind of scheme?
Yeah. Wow. That's
Sorry, I just throw a
that's
big
heavy.
question
No.
at you.
No.
We
Well,
are
it's
we are
important.
light and heavy all at the same time.
It's
Welcome.
important because, you know, yeah, I always make sure like I well, in the past, I have been the only representative that had on a team that has been able to handle all textures.
Mm,
Um, and but now, like for me, I think I always have a team of at least there's two others besides myself that are really good with handling texture. You know what I mean? And I think it's super important, right? Like, and I don't just like they could barber or they
mm,
can take care of hair, and me as well. Like I was a salon expert before I was in film. Working in black salons. So it's important to me that we take care of hair, that we know how to handle hair, because it's very important. And I feel like I've had many, many, many years of people being like, "Oh my God, thank God it's you. Oh my God, I was so
Mm.
worried, but thank God you're here. I don't have to worry about nothing no more." And you know that happens behind closed doors when no one's around.
Yeah.
But now there's more people around, where Star Trek has always been very inclusive that way. Our whole set is extremely diverse. Um, and film could be very a lot of nepotism.
mm.
You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? There's a
Yep.
lot of nepotism, and but now I'm starting to look around and I'm like, oh, there's there's a lot of grips and electrics that you know it's looking different now, and or there's costume people, or there's sound people, so it's the AD teams, like it's very diverse now, and I really do appreciate. And you know what, for me in the hair department, you know people complain that sometimes, well, they can only do one thing, and I'm like, I don't care, they will learn to do the
Mm.
other thing
Yeah.
Hmm.
because they're doing something you can't do. I could do it, but I can't do everybody. I can't do every show.
Yeah.
We need to, we need to start embracing um, diversity and being different on many, many levels.
Mm.
I mean, not just hair. Just even your podcast, for example. Like that. And by the way, it's so important to me because also one of my sons is LGBT, and
Yay, welcome to the family.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like I'm a proud daddy, you know, and proud supporter. And, it's so important to me, just having all the levels of diversity. And here's a big one, but it could be other things. Just I've seen brown people, like I'm like, what? I get so happy just seeing people. It doesn't even have to be any of that. It could be somebody like with a different accent. I'm like, Dad, you Scottish. Hey, how you doing? Are you from Ireland? Oh man, whatever it is. It's just we live in a planet, and the planet's full of people. Let's embrace all the people.
Yeah.
And we're seeing different, body shapes and sizes in the cast. Like
all of the things.
all of the things. It's amazing.
Yeah. So yeah, that's right. That's you're right. That's a big one too. Just all the peeps. Yeah. So yeah, I'm happy to be part of the Star Trek family. I feel like they've always been trying to speak on the now and current events and kind of push the envelope and let people know that this is the norm. This is who we are.
Well, it's interesting because Academy, I think, is just, some of it is just good writing and maybe
even
some
better
dumb luck.
acting.
Is that everything feels like everything, clearly this was written, 2-3 years ago, but that everything feels very today.
Yeah.
As it's coming out. So I think it is, I think just the timing of it is all really good. And
yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah,
I'm loving what you guys are doing.
I'm happy. I think this is a good one. I think Academy is one that people will love.
Yeah,
we were so excited for cadet school, as we affectionately call it. Like it's so different from every other iteration of Star Trek. Like we're seeing these young people learn. We don't know how old any of them are. All we're guessing. We're like, maybe they can drink. Maybe they're 18. Like, is it college?
Maybe the drinking
is
age
it boarding
has changed
school?
in 1,000 years, Lenita.
Correct. It's 16. It's 16 in Europe. It's like 16 in Europe. I get it.
Right.
Like, we don't know how old anybody is because time is relative. Like, your 3 is they're 35, but it's the same
and lifespans
sort of deal.
are different.
Correct.
That's true.
Yeah.
And they're young adults. They're young adults.
They're young adults. Yeah. And
YA.
it's beautiful to see. Like I'm so excited I'm happy that there is a season 2. I think that there should be at least 6. Give me 10. I'm the long haul. I want things that last forever, personally. Yeah. Oh, the things crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Mike Jones, are we going to do rapid fire really quickly? I know we have to be respectful. Can we have to 3? Come on. I'm begging.
Okay.
Do you have 5 minutes? Do you have 2 minutes? Ryan? Yes.
Yeah?
Okay.
Okay. Great.
Best part.
It's not rapid fire though.
It is
because I want to ask this question anyway, but it's in the list of questions that we ask.
Okay.
So normally one of them is, have you ever been to a convention and what's your best convention story? But so Star Trek conventions are a whole thing, as you know, and people like Michael Westmore will go to them and do demonstrations on stage where he'll make up one of the actors. And would you do a convention if you were asked?
I would have to think about it. As long as I'm free, I might think about it. Yeah.
Awesome. It would be amazing. Okay. Let's see. Other questions that we always ask. I know. Okay, if you had a replicator sitting next to you right now, what would you make?
Oh, my goodness. I don't know. Ice cream.
What flavor?
Oh, I'm kind of like an old man. I like rum and raisin.
Okay.
Then you would love my neighborhood here in Washington Heights because you go to the bodega and you go to the ice cream freezer and it's all rum raisin.
Okay.
Last one. What is your go-to holodeck program?
Oh, darn it. I don't know. Shoot. I mean, somewhere warm and tropical, probably.
Mm,
Okay.
nice, nice.
Okay.
Come on down to Florida anytime.
There's better places that are tropical than Florida, Mike.
But I'm not
No
in the other
offense,
places.
but all the
I'm
offense.
here. Oh my gosh, Ryan, thank you so much for being so generous with your time and for joining us. Where can folks find you? What's your website, socials?
All the
Oh,
things.
okay. Shoot. I mean, Instagram, which I'm really bad at doing, guys. Ryan Reed Hair. I think it's Ryan Reed Hair.
Yep.
And then
Yep.
and then the same thing as my website. But my websites.
No, but it's great. Listen, your let's be clear, because we had limited time with you because you're very important. I was scrolling through the movies. I was like, "Oh, jump in the broom." Yes, I remember. I was like, I saw I was like, "Yes." And you worked with like some top tier, queens of queens in that one. It was like, "Oh, he's done some things."
Idris Elba.
Cheetah Girls,
Cheetah
hello.
Girls.
I
First
said,
Cheetah Girls.
the first she hey, listen, I scrolled. I was at the bottom. I was like, yes, scrolling through is great. Your catalog is fierce and varied. I really
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so there you go. RyanReedHair.com website.
Awesome.
check it out. It's great.
Well, thank you again. And as always, I want to thank my co-hosts for being so great and doing research and coming up with questions, because I'm bad at questions. And thank you, dear listener. Please leave us a review wherever you find your podcasts. You can subscribe to us on all the socials at Hailing Freak Open. And with that, I will say, Hailing Frequencies closed.
No goodbyes. Just good memories. Hailing Frequencies closed, sir.